name's Daniel. Welcome back to my channel, Guilty Feet. Absolutely nothing. I've got no rhythm. I haven't had for a while. Coming to you end of the year where I started the year. I'm back in London visiting my mum for a week. I haven't put anything up for a while because, well, I always said that I didn't want to talk about me particularly on this channel, so I'm going to try and do that. If anyone wants to talk to me or anyone has any questions about my experiences and what life is like right now living in Israel, I'm happy to talk about them. I'm not really going to do it on this channel. If anyone wants to write to me or interview me, I'm happy to give you one person's opinion, but I'm not sure it's worth very much. One of the things that I've been doing in these troubled times is, everyone deals with things in different ways. I bought a lot of books, had them sent to my friend in London who is a pilot, but he hasn't been coming to visit because no airlines are flying into Israel at the moment, except El Al, the local Israeli character. Well, that's not true. There's a few you can get places. People are still traveling, but a lot of national airlines are not flying to Israel. Anyway, so all these books were piled up in his house, and I'll take you through it. It's going to be a game of two halves. So I've got a whole bunch of graphic novels, and then I've got a bunch of stuff that I ordered or bought this week. I went up to town to see what Waterston's was doing in its Boxing Day sale. Little disappointing this year compared to last year, but I'll take you through everything that I've got, which is quite a lot. And I literally just received my last package from Amazon, just arrived now. Okay, so we'll go quick with the graphic novels because I know it's not, but I'll do them all at once and then we'll get to the prose afterwards, so you can skip through to that if you want. So I got 3 volumes of Deadpool. This is the Daniel Way. Was his second or third collected series, or second or third series of Deadpool, and I had the first one in these super complete collections. So this is like if a normal graphic novel contains 5 or 6 issues, graphic novel trade paperback contains 5 or 6 issues. These complete collections have, I think, 12 issues in them. And I already have volume 1, which I quite liked, and so I managed to find on eBay 2, 3, and 4, and these have a cover price of $35 on them, and I picked these up, I believe, for £10 each. So I think I paid £30 for each. Those were guys who were selling 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I told him I only needed 2, 3, and 4 because I already had one, and I would do them for £10 each, and he agreed. And then he sent me 1, 2, 3, and 4, even though I didn't need one, so I gave one to my friend's son, who is starting to collect and read, and they're such lovely. I say these sort of 35 pounds. They're like the Epic editions, but a little lower key. They're just great, and so I'm going to have all 4 of those on the shelf. And then I also bought the first 3. I think there's a 4th one. I'll have to track that down. Of a later Deadpool series. This is by Brian Posehn, who is you would recognize him if you saw him. He's an American actor, mainly in sitcoms and various things. Very sort of striking, distinctive actor with a sort of nasal, drony voice. And if you saw him, you'd know him. And I think this was his first foray into comic writing. And Jerry Duggan is the artist. And I've got 3 volumes there of this Deadpool series. So same character, but it was, every now and then they just revamp the series with a new number 1, with a new creative team. So this is, say, Posehn and Duggan. 3 volumes, and I believe there is a 4th volume that I will track down. And then I also got the next 2 in another series I'm collecting, which are these Judge Dredd, they call them case files, and this is every Judge Dredd story reprinted in order. So these are published by Rebellion. There's 2000 AD, that's the comic that they were originally published in, and these are just exactly as they first went out, black and white reprints of a character that I sort of appreciated at a distance when I was of the age. I didn't buy 2080 because it was too scary and sci-fi, and I read sort of more childish comics and then moved into superhero comics and have Judge Dredd behind. But when I'm able to pick these up cheap, so I've got volumes 5 and 6, I've got 1 through 4 at home. When they sell, the cover price on each of these is what, $15.99, I think now. That one's $19.99. I don't know why. These may be just from earlier in print run. So that one, $19.99 cover price. That one's $15.99. I paid like £7 or £8, or maybe up to £10, including postage, for each of those. And I also somehow, in a bundle with other stuff, which you'll see in a second. Hold on 1 second. Somebody's calling the phone. Yeah, sorry about that. That was my sister calling for my mum, who's out having her hair done. No, that's my sister. I just texted her. Anyway. all going on here. I don't remember where I was, but anyway, there's a couple of Judge Dredds there. And where was... Oh yeah, I was talking about this. So this is another, and I'm not sure if this story, this is Tales of the Dead Man. It's not quite what I wanted. I wanted The Dead Man, which I don't know is going to be reprinted in when I get to it. And I'm up to volume 6 of the case files, and I think this story comes much later, so sort of volume 13, 14. But this may be reprinted, so I don't know why I got this, but this is full colour. This is before they started reprinting these. They used to put out these things, and I paid a lot of money. This is like see how thin this is. This is maybe 2 or 3 issues worth, whereas each of these have got stories of Judge Dredd across maybe 40 issues, because each in the comic book 2008. 2000 AD was an anthology comic, so each Judge Dredd story in the actual comic was maybe only 3 or 4 pages. So that's why you get so many things. And this is maybe collecting 2 or 3. And this is Tales of the Dead Man. The Dead Man comes much later. I haven't really caught up to that, but I know it's a key story. And I picked this up. I don't know why. Okay. Going on with comic books, I have 3 volumes of Alias, because I already have 1 at home. So I've got 2, 3, 4. Also bought these on eBay just to fill in the story. This was Jessica Jones' first appearance. I actually have Alias #1, the individual comic, which I bought one time. I was in a comic shop on a business trip in America, and I bought that, and that's worth a little bit of money, maybe 50, 60 quid. But this is the collected first series of Jessica Jones, the whole thing with the Purple Man, and when she gets together with Luke Cage for the first time. And this is a great series. And this was under the Max labels. This was adult only, so there was some swearing and a bit of bonking. And that's that. I picked up in a bundle of stuff Neil Gaiman's Eternals, which I haven't read. Love Neil Gaiman, a bit bored by the Eternals. And this is like the UK editions. This is published by Panini with a pound price. And I don't really love these. I like the, I prefer the US editions of trade paperbacks. So I don't have a lot of those. So on that same bend, I got 2 volumes. Again, this was in a bundle, so I maybe paid £3 each for these. This is 2 volumes of a Doctor Strange, a character I'm never been terribly interested in, but I got 2 volumes of this is not old school Doctor Strange. This is post movies, post ever. This was a revamp of a new series, and volume 1 has got issues 1 to 5, and this is it says it's from Doctor Strange volume 4. So since Doctor Strange was first published, not even in his own comic, and then he's had 4 different series. Anyway, I picked up 2 volumes for about £3 each. But again, these are these UK editions. Is it published by Panini or published by Marvel UK? But they've got pound price on that. Not my favourite. Okay, what else have I got? Yeah, another series that I'm following, coming late. The story is Ed Brubaker's run on Captain America. Got 2 of these. I think I have the first one is The Winter Soldier. So I have that. And then this is Red Menace, is another collection. This is issues 15 through 21 of that series. And then this is a great big beggar. This is The Death of Captain America, and this is issues 22 through 42. Now I have some of those collected in another, but anyway, but this is, it's a great big one. It's beautiful. It doesn't look like it's been read, and these are great to have. And the Brubaker run on Captain America has been really entertaining. I say I kind of missed out on these things. And then I also picked up a whole bunch of trade paperbacks from within the Civil War, which is a big Marvel crossover. I got Black Panther Civil War, I got Iron Man Civil War, I got X-Men Civil War, I got Thunderbolt Civil War, I got Fantastic Four Civil War, and the Amazing Spider-Man Civil War. Just sort of a completion. Again, this was in a bundle. Somebody was selling. I made an offer, factored in shipping, and I got these for probably about £3 each, which is good considering the cover price on each of these is like, in dollars, $17.99, $17.99, $13.99, $11.99. But yeah, so good. They may have been read, but I have fun. I read, reading in between a novel. I have fun. Okay. Then when I got here, I went up to town, went to Notting Hill to the Comic and Tape Exchange. What used to be the Comic Tape Exchange. Now there's a book exchange and a comic exchange, and bought a couple of things. They had in stock a couple of things in series that I'm reading. So I read last week Saga Volume 7, so I managed to pick up Saga Volume 8, I think for £7, and then Giant Days Volume 6, I think for £6. And each of these, this one has a cover price of, well, it has a sticker, it's saying £13.99, so I got that for £7. And this one, £10.99 UK, and I got that for £6. I went to last comic, and then we'll do some novels. I went to Forbidden Planet to see what they had going on in the sale this week, and picked up Kick-Ass 3 for £2.99. So this was just sort of completionist sake. I'm not a big fan of John Romita Jr.'s art, but I have enjoyed this series, and I like Mark Miller's a bit hit and miss, but he's also got a gruesome take on the world. So for £2.99, I couldn't pass that up. Okay, let's do some novels. Stuff that I had delivered before I got here. Two lovely women waiting for me. My favourite. I called my mum, and she said, "Some things have arrived for you, but don't worry. I put Barbara Streisand in your bedroom." So that was something I never thought my mother would say, but indeed she had put Barbara Streisand in my bedroom. This was one of my most anticipated books, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this. It's 1,000 pages there. And then just to complete the total BS, I also got Britney Spears. Britney Spears, Barbara Streisand, not my joke, but someone had both these books and said, I hear they're both BS. So Britney Spears, Barbara Streisand. I think I'll probably tackle Britney just because it looks like an easy read. Maybe I'll even read that tomorrow. And then I got Babs in the new year because, whatever. I'll talk to you more when I read the Streisand book. I'll talk to you about my history of Barbara Streisand. Okay, now we've got a bunch of books, some of which I bought in town. I went to Waterstones. Let me tell you that story first of all. I went to Waterstones every year. So last year they had a 50% sale on all hardback books, or certainly most hardback books. So I went this year on Boxing Day up to town, went to Waterstones in Piccadilly to see what was what. I had ahead of time seen that the books were discounted on the Waterstones website, and when I saw them already discounted on the Waterstones website, I hopped over to Amazon and bought them for the same price as Amazon price match. And so why schlep them back from town when I can just get them delivered to my mum? So some books that were already half price I had delivered straight to my mum. I'll talk about those. But these are the ones I bought in Waterstones. Well, let me tell you, it was very disappointing. Let's just pick out the ones. This, and this. It was very disappointing. It was a big mess when I got to Waterstones. Some things had stickers on them, some things didn't have stickers on them saying half price. The sign said sale up to 50% off. Well, there was no up to 50% off. Things were either stickered half price or you couldn't tell what they were. I asked someone, she said, well, yeah, you have to take a thing up to the desk and then they'll ring it through and tell you if it's in the sale or not. I said, well, so I've got to pick up a bunch of books, get in the queue for 20 minutes because the Boxing Day, the line was a mile long, and get to find, and then only then find out what the price of the books is. Well, yeah, we're just starting to put the sticks out. I mean, really, this is a national chain. I hate being one of those ranting retail things, but they're not making it easy for me. I was there. I was ready to drop money, and it's like they're sending you back to Amazon. And I know there are some Amazon haters out here, but I'm somebody who buys 150 books a year, and I need to get them at a good price. I was willing to be there and support Waterstones. They made it tough for me. So back and forth, I had a whole list of books from the New York Times, 100 best books of the year, from all the different best of years. I had made a list of titles that I was interested in. I think maybe I've become, in all my years living out of the UK and living in Israel, I've become very US-centric because a lot of the books that were really big books for me this year were nowhere to be seen. I had to struggle to find Jesmyn Ward, which I bought and read and loved. Lauren Groff's Vaster Wilds, I think, was on half-price sale, but hard to find. Wasn't out everywhere, wasn't on any display tables. And then James McBride's The Heaven and Earth grocery store, which I read, I haven't reviewed yet here, and loved. Maybe one of my best reads of the year. Also very hard to find and not discounted, so full price for a book that may well win the Pulitzer in a few months, and certainly was on everyone's. And no one in the UK seems to be talking about that or acknowledging that or has heard of James McBride. So that was kind of odd for me. But another big book, Zadie Smith's The Fraud, which I also read and reviewed and loved, also wasn't out on every single table. You could find it, but it wasn't discounted everywhere. So I think I might have sort of fallen out of sync with the UK in terms of what they're promoting. So I took a whole big bunch of books to the front desk and had a conversation with the guy. I said, look, this sale was really disappointing. I came all the way here. I really wanted to throw some money down. I've got non-fiction books, I've got fiction, and he ran them all through, and out of the whole, I had 8 or 10 books with me, and out of all of them, he said, oh, this is the only one that is actually half price. So that was Emma Cline's The Guest, which I'm looking forward to reading. I loved her first novel, The Girls. Really thought it was strong. I thought it's kind of been forgotten. Came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it kind of disappeared. And then she had a short story collection which I skipped, and then this has been well reviewed. So I picked this up half price. So it would have been $18.99. So got it for £9.50. And so that was the only one out of the whole stack that I bought him that was half price. But it seems like I bullied him. He says, well, I can also give you this, this, and this half price, but not all of those. And he picked 3 out of the rest of the stack and sold them me half price. He clearly had a discretionary 50% discount that he could give out, and it was based on the volume of the books that he had in stock. He knew what they had a lot of and what they didn't mind getting rid of. But if he'd said to me at that point 30%, I might. It's like the leap, the lack of logic in the whole thing was sort of super. Anyway, I feel like I bullied him into these 3, but I got them also at half price. That's Deborah Levy's August Blue. I didn't love that. I read one other Deborah Levy novel, Swimming Home, which I didn't love, and then her 3-volume autobiography, which I adored. So to pick this up at half price, again, this was $18.99. So I would have got this for $9.50. In Memoriam, this, I don't know anything about this except this was all over Waterstones. This is their debut fiction prize winner of the year. It's the kind of thing it's a sort of historical novel set in the First World War. I think it may be a gay couple trying to hide. Whatever, I'm here for it. It was all over the store promoting it, and so I picked up and said I'll give it a try for half price because this is £14.99 new. Novelist that I don't know, a story that is £7.50. That's an entry price for me that I can spend the money, spend a couple of afternoons with it, and see it. So I was happy to get this half price, and he was willing to give me the discount, even though this wasn't discounted. And the last one, this was definitely from the New York Times notable books of 2023 for the non-fiction, because fiction I'm in touch with. Non-fiction, it's hard for me to know what's what. So I picked this up. This is called Number Go Up by Zeke Foe. Unless he's Zeke Fox and he's just being fancy. This is about crypto and the failure of crypto. So I'll give that a go. There were other ones, other non-fiction works that I was more keen on that they just weren't. There's a book called Best of Friends, I think, by Jonathan Rosen, which had a really intriguing review in the Times, and they were selling it for £30. They had a stack of them. £30 new for a hardback non-fiction. Now, who is that appealing to? I don't understand. Amazon is doing it for £25. I would have paid £15. If they'd given me that at half price, I would have gladly paid £15 for it, but I'm not paying £30, and I don't really feel like paying £25. So I'll wait. And a year from now, I'll find it discounted somewhere, or I'll forget it and not buy it at all. I don't really understand the business model right now. Okay, what else have I bought? Oh, in foils, again, so foils are owned by Waterstones, but they seem to have a different set of books at half price, and also a mess about what was in sale, what wasn't in sale. A bunch of stuff I was interested in wasn't in the sale. The only one I got which was in the sale is Shy by Max Porter. So instead of $12.99, which isn't a terrible price new, I paid £6.50 for that. So that's in the keeping with Grief is a Thing with Feathers and Lanny. This is a short 100-page sort of novella-sized novel, and £6.50 I think is the right price for that. Okay, what else have I got? This was an eBay purchase. This must have been on a list somewhere because it's not really the kind of thing I'm super keen on. But I saw it on a list, looked up on eBay, and found someone selling it dirt cheap. I think I got this for like 99p plus postage rate $2.99, so under a fiver. And by the way, this was still on sale, full price in Waterstones and foils for $14.99, and I think I got this £5 delivered to my mum's. This is Mame by Jessica George. And it's sort of maybe sort of young adulty thing, which has not been a winning strategy for me, but I love to read authors that are new to me, that are interesting, that have interesting perspectives. This is Jessica George. The author was born and raised in London to Ghanaian parents, studied English literature at the University of Sheffield, now lives in North London with an incontrovertible sweet tooth. Well, good for you, Jessica. There you go. So I'll give that a go, and hopefully it won't be terrible. This was a prize winner. I also picked this up on eBay. So this is brand new, never been read, maybe a review copy of Blackouts by Justin Torres. Haven't read Torres before, but this won an award. I can't remember which award it won, but something recently. And picked that up, as I say, from eBay. And this is, I think it's got all sorts of interesting. Oh, actually, I'll show you Shy in a second. This has got pictures and all sorts of other things going on, and all the way through. So that's always interesting. People playing with form, and as he has done with other work, Max Porter is also doing stuff like that. So you've got a page like this where it starts in big writing, and actually the sentence goes round the page and continues on the other side of the page. So he's also playing with form, and I'm here for that and have been ever since Tristram Shandy. Okay, other stuff I bought, some secondhand stuff from eBay. I bought Fernanda Melchior, so I didn't read Hurricane Season. I haven't read anything else by her, but again, this was looking something up, finding on eBay that there was a copy going for a reasonable price, and I've got this is White Fitzcarraldus. This is non-fiction supposedly, and I think these are short. I think I don't even know what it is, but I've got that. This is Not Mohammed by Fernanda Melchior, translated by Sophie Hughes. Looking forward to trying that. I picked up this because I've read a lot of Lawrence Block's stories. I've read his Scudder series, I've read his Keller series, I've read his Bernie Roddenberry Burglar series, and this is one of, I think he has another one. This is a book about writing, which I don't have any particular plans to write a crime novel, but I like Lawrence Block. I like his thing. I follow him online as well. And this is someone's copy with some faint highlighting. So someone at one point, I'll pick this up secondhand on eBay. So someone, but it looks in good nick. But someone somewhere took this very seriously and highlighted things. So I like that. I'll read it for its own sake, and then also see what people have been highlighting. And as I say, I don't have any particular plans to write a crime novel. Reading about someone who's done it satisfactorily on a number of occasions, for me, I think it'll be an interesting viewpoint. And then this is a book which I guess many of you have read that I'm catching up with because I never read non-fiction. This is The Emperor of Maladies by Siddhartha Mukherjee, which is a classic of non-fiction of the last 15 years or so. This is from 2011, won the Guardian First Book Award 2011. And I picked this up on eBay, so it's not in perfect nick, but this was very cheap. I picked this up for £2.20 on eBay. That's including postage. So happy to have this. I understand it's very accessible, very good read. And then this is the last box of books. So after disappointment of buying things in town and seeing what wasn't on sale, I ordered some books from Amazon, and they've just been delivered. Some of these I managed to get half price because Amazon were around. Some of them just reduced a little bit, but I've got them, give them a go. Okay, first of all, it's terribly bashed up, isn't it? It's the latest Mick Herron. Well, it's a nice chunky one. This is called The Secret Hours. Everything. Yeah. I hope if you aren't watching Slow Horses on Apple TV, I recommend it. But of course, I recommend the books first. But this is, I think, in the universe. But this is not a Slough House novel. But still, he hasn't made me out so far. That's Mick Herron, The Secret Hours, and definitely graduates to the point where I'm happy to pay. This is a new £22, and I paid half price. I paid £11 for that. One of the books that's shown up on everyone's book of the year is Northwoods by Daniel Mason, so I was happy to get that. Didn't see it discounted in town. Bought this half price from Amazon. The UK price is $16.99, so £8.50 would have paid for that. They're about $8.49, whatever Amazon was doing it for. Really looking forward to that because that's been tremendously well reviewed. So this is like a glimpse in what I'll be doing the first few months of 2024. I decided not to wait for the paperback. This is Eliza Clark's Penance. Follow Eliza Clark on Twitter. She's fun. I loved Boy Parts, which was her first novel, which I picked up. I don't think was published in hardback. And this is her second novel, Penance, which came out earlier in 2023. And so happy to have it. I decided not to wait because I got it half price. So this is $14.99. So I think I paid about $7.49, $7.50 for that from eBay. Maybe this could have been in Waterstone's half price, but I think I was already had it in my Amazon basket. But happy to dive in at £7.50 to read more Eliza Clark because I say Boy Parts was transgressive. It was fantastic. I loved it. I think she's terrific. I think I called the character Irina in Boy Parts a sort of Holden Caulfield for the Fleabag generation was I coined my own phrase and then sent that to her, and she gave me a smiley emoji on Twitter, which is always gratifying. So that's Penance by Eliza Clark. What else have I got from here? Si Pam Zhang also loved her previous novel, which was called something about the hills of gold. So, which I really enjoyed. How much of these hills is gold? Really interesting, different, fascinating, complex, wonderful novel, accessible, but emotionally complex novel, and this is Land of Milk and Honey. So at half price, I was happy to pick this up. This is $16.99 new, and I got this for $8.50. That's, you can't really get the clear. It's Land of Milk and Honey by C. Pam Zhang. What else have I got in here? Oh yeah, this was just the latest in my Ruba Makar reading. I think this will be the third or the fourth one. But I'll keep the fourth one. And this is The Conquest of Plaza by Emile Zola. And I'm buying them in these Oxford University Press editions because Penguin Classics, my preferred classic paperback, doesn't do the whole Ruba Makar series, so I'm going to have a whole bunch of those. What else is in here? Two more. Open Throat by Henry Hoke. This was another one that was on a lot of people's best fiction of 2023, not discounted anywhere. So this is a debut. Well, no, it's not a debut. I think he's written other things. I don't know. I don't know anything about Henry Hoke. But this, $14.99 new, and this was not discounted anywhere. I think I paid maybe $11.99 something, so I got a slight discount on Amazon, but not half price. And shame, because but I've heard such great things. This looks really a really easy, accessible read. Oh, and it's told from the point of view of a queer lion, I think. So that's fun. And then my last book, which I had read about in hardback, but actually is already out in paperback. I think it came out semi-paperback. So I just again bit the bullet and bought it from Amazon. Paperbacks now are $9.99. Can you believe that? You can't see that. $9.99. So I got this for maybe $8.49, whatever, not a big discount. And this is called Big Swiss by Jen Began. I haven't read anything else by Jen Began, but this has the review or the synopsis of this was enough to intrigue me. And there's a quote on the cover from Jodie Comer, who I believe, Jodie Comer, the actress from Killing Eve and a bunch of other things. I believe she's got the part that HBO is already making a series about this, and Jodie Comer's going to star it, which I guess whether she's commenting here because she's part of the production team, whether she's got some rights or she's just a star, I don't know. And that's it. That is my collection of quite a lot of books, ending with Big Swiss, which is go read the synopsis of Big Swiss. And two of these. This is how good synopsis writing and how these end of year lists sell books, because both of these were sold to me by people who loved them, but then wrote the synopsis. And maybe the book writes its own synopsis. Maybe it's just about the author has done the work and written something intriguing and different. It sounds a bit different, but in the way these were added to people's, I read that book and that's about the queer lion. I read that book and that's about the woman who transcribes therapy sessions and falls in love with one of the women whose therapy sessions she's transcribing. That was like, whatever it takes to set off that odd light bulb above my head. Both of these managed to do it somehow, and so I paid a little more than half price. It's not like, I spend money on books. You can see I spend money on books. Help me, help you. No, don't, whatever. Do what you want. God bless. I hope you are all having a good end of year. I hope 2024 will be a time of healing and peace for everyone. God bless. Bye.